What's up guys, it's Robin, and today this is going to be my guide for how to play Stage 2. In my opinion, Stage 2 is one of the most important, if not the most important stage in the whole game, because this is the stage where you start building your economy, building your board, and any little small mistake you do will snowball into like a big lead, or a big you'll fall behind by a pretty large margin. So playing Stage 2 correctly is probably a leading factor in the difference between like a challenger player and a master player after coaching a bunch of people. So I made a little paste bin, a text guide for Stage 2. So I'll reference this text guide in the YouTube video description. I'll also be posting this on Reddit so you can check it out. Basically for this video, I'm gonna be going over this text, and it could get a little bit confusing and too much information, but I will try to do it pretty slowly, and I'll also hop onto some of my VODs to give you guys some examples after I go through this guide. Okay, so Stage 2 guide. Starting from Stage 1-4, which is the last round where you get items or gold from. Stage 1-4, your first major decision is whether or not you should pre-level or not. What is pre-leveling? For those of you that don't know what pre-leveling is basically the strategy of buying EXP so that you'll hit the next level at the start of the next turn. So for example, at Stage 1-4, you're going to be at level 3, 0 out of 6 EXP. If you click the EXP button once, you will push 4 into EXP, which will give you, you'll be level 3, 4 out of 6 EXP. And because you gain 2 EXP per round, the next round at Stage 2-1, you'll automatically be leveled up to level 4. What this does is that it gives you level 4 shop odds, instead of level 3 shop odds at Stage 2-1. Level 4 shop odds, it opens you up to for like a 15% chance to get 3 cost units, and a higher chance of 2 cost units while lowering the chance for 1 cost units. So I think the 1 cost units goes from like 75% to like 50%, and then the 2 cost units goes from like 10 to like 30 or something. So keeping that in mind, you can decide whether or not you want to pre-level or not, and this is the first major decision you make in the game. So making the correct decision here can be a big game changer. You should pre-level if you have upgraded 1 cost units, you have a clear direction of what early game you're playing, and if you want a higher chance to hit 2 and 3 cost units. If none of these things check, you should not pre-level. So about 90% of my games, I don't pre-level because it's very hard to hit all of these check marks for me to pre-level, because first of all, I need to upgrade some 1 cost units, which is already kind of a high roll. Like if you have upgraded 1 cost units by before Stage 2, it's kind of a high roll. You have a clear direction of what early game you're playing, so you know for sure you're going to be playing the Sentinel Skirms, or you know for sure you're going to be playing the Redeemed or Dawnbringer or whatever. And you have 4 extra gold to pre-level, and if you want a higher chance of hitting those higher cost units. So in that case, you do pre-level, but then most of the games, you will not have 1 cost upgraded units. You don't know what early game you're playing, so you wouldn't be pre-leveling. If you, a lot of lower level players, a lot of students that I teach, they pre-level. When I ask them about pre-leveling, they say they pre-level every game. And that is usually why they are not as high LP as they should be. When you pre-level when you shouldn't, it usually leads to a weak board strength and poor econ, because you're investing 4 gold into leveling up when you don't even need to level up, because you're probably going to lose anyways. And you level up to 4. Now you have a lower chance to get 1 cost units when you still need the 75% to upgrade your 1 cost units. Pre-leveling when you shouldn't is a really bad move, and probably it could be like the first misplay in your game. So moving on from that, the next stage will be Stage 2-1. At 2-1, if you already pre-leveled, you should already be level 4, right? And the fact that you're pre-leveling means that you're probably trying to go in for a win streak because your board is pretty strong. So you already be level 4. But let's say you didn't pre-level. Your next major decision is if you want to level to 4 here, or do you want to stay level 3. So you should level to 4 if you think you can win streak. It's pretty simple. If you think you can win streak, you level to 4. If you think you're going to lose anyways, you probably just stay level 3 to maximize your econ and go for carousel priority. So how do you know if you can win streak or not? If you have like a strong slammable item such as Sunfire Cape, Hodge, Gwinsu's, Warmogs, stuff like that, you can probably go for win streak. If you have multiple upgraded units that pair well with each other, pair well with each other, you're probably strong to go for win streak. So I would say like a combination of a strong slammable item plus a couple of upgraded units and pretty strong synergies means you can probably go for win streak. Some examples of win streak boards: if you have the Olaf 2, Senna 2, and Aurelia, and then if you have like another Skirm, you have 3 Sentinel, 3 Skirms. This is a really strong board. you can probably go for win streak. If you have a Leona 2, Aatrox 2 plus like a Varus, you have 3 redeemed. Pretty strong board, you can probably go for win streak. You probably level to 4 in both these cases. Gragas 1, Kha'Zix 1, Pyke 1. You don't have any upgraded units. This is not strong, and personally, I would not level to 4 here. I would stay level 3 and try to lose. The last example is if you have Kled 2, Aatrox 2, and like a Set 1. Even though you have upgraded units, these units don't really pair well with each other because they have no synergies with each other. So you're probably not strong, and you probably won't win anyways. So you probably just stay level 3. What usually happens when you level to 4 when you're not strong is that you'll come to a situation where you're not going to streak. You're probably going to beat those level 3 players, or you're going to lose to those strong level 4 players, and it's going to lead to you lose, win, lose, win, win, lose, win, lose in stage 2, and that's what you want to avoid in stage 2. Because you get absolutely no gold if you like win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, if you don't streak at all. So moving on to stage 2-2, if you leveled at 2-1 and you're currently level 4, most games there's nothing to do here. You probably stay level 4 still. In the rare case that you started with a lot of gold, like if you got like a 12 gold opener or more, and you won the first round at 2-1, you could push in 8 EXP to level to 5 here if you have a good 5th unit to play. So this happens about 1 in every like 10 games when you have a really big gold opener, you have a strong level 4 board, your level 5 is also extremely strong, you can put in that extra synergy, and you see another person 100 streaking as well, like not 100 streaking, but like he won 2-1 as well, and you scout him, and he also has a pretty strong level 4 board. But if you know that if you level to 5 you can beat him, then in this case you should level to 5 if you have the 8 gold left over. Usually if you start with like a standard 5-6 gold opener, you don't have the 8 EXP to push to level 5 here, so that's why it's very rare. If you lost the first round, let's say you level up to 4 and you lost, you would never level to 5 here, even if you have the gold. So that's if you're level 4. If you're level 3 still, you have 2 options. You can stay level 3 or you can level up to 4, right? If you won the first round when you were trying to lose, you should level to 4 to try to win streak. Usually, like when I stay level 3 and then I want to lose, but I fight someone who's weaker and I win, the next level I'll try to level up to the next stage, which is 2-2. Well, I'll level up to 4 and try to contest win streak. However, if you're absolutely positive you can't beat anyone, even if you level, you should just stay level 3. Like, so you scout and see like, okay, the first one was a fluke, like I beat the weakest guy in the lobby, everyone else is super strong, even if I level here I'm gonna lose, then you shouldn't level, you should stay level 3. Let's say you lost the first round, but you upgraded a few units and now all of a sudden your board is pretty strong, you can level up to 4 here and try to contest win streak. Otherwise, if your board is still weak and you're level 3, you probably just want to stay level 3 and just keep losing. Next up we have stage 2-3. At stage 2-3, everyone in the lobby should be level 4 now. Some people, like maybe one person might be level 5 if he had a big gold opener and went level 5. At 2-3, if you're level 4, if you're on a 2 win streak, let's say you won 2-1 and 2-2, if you have a good 5th unit to play here, for me personally, I always level to 5 here. So you need 8 gold to level to 5 here, but usually at this point you do have the extra 8 gold to level to 5. So personally, I level to 5, but not everyone does this because it's kind of expensive, and if you level to 5 and lose, it kind of puts you pretty far back. So when you are on that 2 win streak, you really want to keep going for the 3 win streak. Right now, you should be scouting for the strong opponents in the lobby to position for. Usually these opponents are the other people who are also 100 HP. So look at those players and scout and position for those players specifically. So let's say you don't want to level to 5 here. If you can't make 10 gold, you should pre-level here. As we talked about before, pre-leveling is if you get back when you were level 3, you pre-level to level 4 to get 4-shop odds. In this case, you're pre-leveling to 5 to get 5-shop odds. So you'll push in the EXP until you're level 4, 8 out of 10 EXP. So the next turn, you gain 2 EXP and you're level 5, you get 5-shop odds. I usually only do this if I can't make 10 gold. If I can make 10 gold, I'll just make 10 gold and not pre-level here. At this point, you should be thinking about what carousel item you want to get, your first, second, third, fourth, fifth choices. So you're not going to carousel, you're not only thinking about one item. If you go into carousel, someone takes it, you don't know what to get. You should have like all your choices laid out before going into carousel. Next up, we have the carousel. Nothing to talk about here, just getting the item that you want. Next stage, 2-5. If you are level 5 here, let's say you pre-leveled and you're level 5, there's really nothing to do here level-wise. You're not going to level to 6. It's way too expensive. If you're win streaking, let's say you won the first 3 rounds, make sure to scout for tough opponents you haven't fought yet and position specifically for them. Usually, these are the people that are still 100 HP. Let's say you're still level 4. You are not on a loss streak or a win streak. You're probably like win, lose, win or something. You probably do level 5 here to try to win the next 2. So like, unless you're on a lose streak, you always probably want to level to 5 here. However, if you are on a 3 lose streak, you have 2 options. you can either level up to 5 and try to win the next 2, or you can just like 5 loss streak into neutrals. So if you think you can win the next 2 fights, you should level here to 5. How to know if you can win streak the next 2 rounds? If you completed a strong item from your carousel pick, and then all of a sudden you upgraded a few units, your carry is pretty strong and stuff, and you think you can win the next 2 fights, you can level it to 5 and win the next 2 fights. So keeping track of opponents you fought is very useful here, because if you've already fought the 3 strongest people in the lobby, you can scout for the remaining players and make the judgment if you can win the next 2 or not. So let's say you fought all the 100 streaking people already and you lost all 3, and then let's say the next 2 people you fight are pretty weak, you can level up here if you're kind of strong and try to like win the next 2. However, if you are still level 4 and you're on a 3 lose streak and you don't think you're still weak, you don't think we can win the next 2 rounds, you're gonna stay level 4 and try to keep losing. So stage 2 to 6, which is the last stage in stage 2, if you're on a 3 or 4 loss streak, make sure you absolutely want to lose this stage. You absolutely want to lose this round and lose streak into neutrals, because if you break your lose streak into neutrals, you actually lose a ton of gold. So make sure to scout and make your board weaker than the weakest player in the lobby you haven't fought yet. And then you do not want to win, and you want to lose streak into neutrals for maximum econ. Let's say you're on a 4 win streak. If you're on a 4 win streak, most games you're just going to be level 5 and scouting for the opponent you haven't fought yet and positioned specifically for him. But there is a rare occasion. If you're super rich and you started with like a 12 gold opener and you have a good 6th unit to play, you can level to 6 here and try to contest the win streak with the other person. So if you scout the other 100 HP person and he's really, really strong, but you know you can beat him when you level to 6 and you have the money to do so, you can level to 6 here and contest him. But this happens probably 1 in like 30 games. Like, it's really rare. It's also very, very, very risky, because if you end up leveling to 6 and lose, you just blew your lead, you know? And that's it for the leveling guide and scouting. I guess that's it for the how to play all of stage 2. More leaning towards the leveling side. As far as econ goes, at all rounds of the stage, try to make the next econ threshold if possible. That's 10, 20, 30 gold. However, you do not want to sell pairs. You do not want to sell valuable units. You just drop the bad units for econ. It's not like you keep every pair. Like, if you have like a Sentinel Skirm opener and you have a Kled pair, like, you're not going to use the Kled ever, so you can just sell the Kled for econ. Basically, don't keep units that you're not going to play on your bench. Sell it for econ. If you have like Aurelia pair, obviously you're not going to sell it. If you have Lee Sin pair, you're not going to sell it. If you have Olaf Senna pair, you're not going to sell it for playing Sentinel Skirms. So as far as scouting and positioning, in my opinion, early game scouting is just as important as late game scouting. So proper positioning can win or lose fights in the early game, which will cost you a lot of gold if it breaks your streak. Just a few examples of early game positioning. If you scout and there's assassins, you want to clump up, or you want to have a backline bait for the assassin so it doesn't like one-shot your carry. The Kha'Zix doesn't one-shot your carries. If you're the one playing Kha'Zix, you want to try to snipe a lone carry in the corners. If you have a Lee Sin, you can put Lee Sin near clumps for max AoE damage / slow. Make sure to second row your melee carry so they don't get aggroed first. Your tanks should be on the left and right sides of your front line so they get aggroed first. If you have a bruiser or off carry like Lee Sin or Aurelia, you can put it between your tanks. An example of this was if you're playing Knights, you would play Poppy, Aurelia, Leona in this order in the front line. If you're playing Brawlers, you would play Gragas, Lee Sin, Sejuani in the front line. So Gragas, Sejuani gets aggroed first, Leona, Poppy gets aggroed first. If you're playing Sentinels, you can maximize your Sentinel shields by splitting aggro. The full backline or second row backline positioning sometimes works. And then make sure that you're positioning Senna so that Senna can hit backline units. These are just some examples of early game positioning. I know there's a lot more with a lot more champs, but just go into your game, play the other game, like experiment with champs and see which positioning works best. Now I'm going to go into some VODs and give you some examples of how I play my stage 2 and how it relates to this guide. Here's one of my VODs. At stage 1-4, this is going to be my board. I have Riven, Gragas, Aatrox, Leona, Olaf, and Kalista. So right now I'm thinking in my head, I have no upgraded 1-cost units. So in my mind, I'm probably not going to pre-level here. So I get the 3 gold. I actually have the option of pre-leveling here, right? Like, I can sell Ziggs, Kled, Poppy, and Kalista and pre-level here. But remember what I said, if you have no upgraded 1-cost units, and if you have no idea what you're playing early game, you should not pre-level. Right now, I still have no idea what I'm playing early game. Like, I could easily play Redeemed with Leona, Aatrox. I could play Riven, Dawnbringers. I can play Sentinel Skirms with Olaf. So I ended up not pre-leveling here. So I'm still level 3. So here, I still have no upgraded units. I pick up the Senna, Olaf, and Aatrox pair. And I also probably want this Udyr, so I probably sell Ziggs for Udyr. Yep. And then now I have the decision to go level 4 or stay level 3, right? Remember what I said? If you're not going for win streak, you shouldn't level to 4 here. I don't have any upgraded units. I don't really have any summable items yet. I have a sword, glove, and chain. Not really any summable items. So in my mind, I'm not going for win streak here, so I'm going to stay level 3. I stay level 3. I keep everything on my bench because I have no idea what I'm playing yet early game. So we can skip. So I lose the first one, which is what I wanted. I don't want to win here because if I win, I'm probably going to do win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, which is really bad. So hopefully I can hit some upgrades on my next shop. I end up hitting an Olaf 2 and a center pair. From here, looking at the guide, I can either stay level 3 and try to lose again, or if I think I can win, I'll level to 4 and try to win. I think in my head, I still don't have a good enough board to win out because first of all, I mean, I do have a summable item. I have Hodge. I can put Hodge on Riven, but you know, my board isn't really strong, right? Like my level 4, what can I get in a level 4? Like I nothing really, right? Like I don't have a skirm for 3 skirms. I don't have like a brawler. I don't have a like I could put a legionnaire for Riven, but it's not even that good. Like so my level 4 isn't really strong. So that's why I end up not leveling here and trying to lose again. But my board is like very, very close to getting strong, right? I have the Senna pair. I have the Olaf 2 already. So in my mind, I'm looking to play Sentinel skirms, carrying either a skirm or a Riven with Hodge and sword. That's probably the idea here. So now we're at 2-3. Everyone is level 4. I probably am. I do hit the Aurelia, which makes my board insanely strong now, right? So now I know I can contest for win streak. So I'll probably do that starting next stage or next round. But I do want to make 10 gold here because I don't want to hold the bad units, right? They'll never go in. So I probably sell the Kleds. I probably sell the Poppy, or I probably sell the Aatrox, Gragas. We'll see. I slammed the Hodge sword on Riven and I play 3 Sentinels. My next in is probably a skirm. So like just watching this, I know at 2-5 I'm gonna level to 5 and try to contest win streak. This board is not a board where I want to like 5 lose streak into. So I end up winning here, which is not a surprise because my board is pretty strong. I think I do get carousel priority a little bit because of my first 2 losses, and I think I do. I still get first pick. So first pick, I think I go for a Sunfire Cape to complete the chain. And then now, yeah, I completed the Sunfire Cape. Now my board is extremely strong. I have Sunfire Cape, I have Hodge and Sword on Riven, and I do end up leveling to 5 and playing the Udyr, trying to contest win streak. This is like, I want to do this even more because I won last round. Since I won last round, I absolutely want to go for win streak, so I just level to 5 here and go for the 3 win streak into neutrals. And let's see if I can successfully do it. So I end up winning 2-6 and I end up winning 2-7. So then my plan, my stage 2 is a success. I 2 loss streaked because my 2-1, 2-2 board was weak. Then I 3 win streak because my board became good. So this is a stage 2 success in my eyes for my opener. So let's move on to the next game right now. So right now, stage 1-4, I can either pre-level or not pre-level, right? So do I have upgraded 1-cost unit? Yes, I have the Olaf 2. Do I have a clear direction of what early game I'm playing? Yes, I have Sentinel skirms, right? I have Olaf and I have Sentinel, I have a skirm. So I'm probably going to play Sentinel skirms here. So in my head, if I do get the 4 extra gold, I will pre-level here. I end up getting 6 gold. I don't think I end up pre-leveling this game, but that was definitely a misplay, and I definitely talked about it on stream that I should have pre-leveled. Because these units are not valuable, so I can easily sell Set and like Brand and pre-level here. The reason why I want to pre-level here is I'm looking for Aurelia as my Sentinel skirm, and I'm also looking for Nidalee or Lee Sin, 3-cost skirmishers. So it was a mistake not to pre-level here because my next shop is all gonna be like I could have had a chance to get 3-cost skirmishers. So this was a misplay. So next we have this game right here. Right now it's 1-4. My board is gonna be Aatrox pair, Udyr 1, Olaf 1, and Poppy 1. So this is definitely not a pre-level because I have no upgraded units and no direction in what early game I'm playing yet. So I would just get I'll get my gold here and I just stay level 3. I end up getting a Nico 3 gold opener. So with the Nico 3 gold opener, you're really, really poor. You actually like can't really level. You also probably don't have a strong board. So I probably end up staying 3 this game and losing the first 3 and going for a carousel pick. So I end up losing the first one. The second round I actually end up winning, which is actually pretty bad because my board is really weak. So I end up with a lose win lose, which means I have no streak right now. After getting a carousel pick, remember what I said? At 2-5, if you're level 4 still, you have 2 options. You can either stay level 4 or you can level to 5 if you think you can win the next 2. With my board right here, I have Olaf 1, Lee Sin 1, Kennen 1, Udyr 1. Everything is 1-star. Nothing is upgraded. I absolutely don't think I can win the next two. So I'm pretty sure I stay level 4 here and just make the econ threshold. Yeah. So I stay level 4 here and I don't level. I end up losing both 2-5 and 2-6 because I stay level 4. I'm still level 4 because I have no upgrades. So this next game, we're at 1-4 right now. I have Olaf 2, I have Senna, and I have Callista. With this board at 1-4, I'm going to pre-level for sure because I already have my upgraded 1-cost unit. I have a clear direction of what I'm playing. I'm probably playing Sentinel Skirms, and I want to hit 2 and 3-cost units. I want to hit Aurelia, I want to hit Lee Sin, I want to hit Nidalee. So in my mind, whatever gold I get here, I'm going to use it to pre-level. But I think in this game, I end up getting a Lee Sin from Orb, and I want to keep the Lee Sin, so I end up not pre-leveling. So I get my Orb, and it turns out it's Lee Sin and Soraka. So I don't need Soraka, but 2 gold is not enough to pre-level, so I don't pre-level here. But let's say this Lee Sin was like a Lulu. I would sell Lulu here and Soraka and pre-level to try to hit Aurelia and Nidalee and whatever. So this is an example of when you would pre-level at 2-1 if you had the gold. But the Lee Sin maybe I can't pre-level. I do think my board here is pretty strong, so I want to contest win streak. So I'm pretty sure I level up here. I'm pretty sure I sell like Callista here and I level up for like just to put like a random Senna. Or I put a random Kha'Zix. So at 2-1, I have a Last Whisper Sword, Olaf 2, I have Lee Sin, I have 3 Skirms. And I think this board is strong enough to win streak, so I leveled up to Kha'Zix here. So I end up winning the first round. At 2-2, if you're really, really rich, you can level up to, if you won the first one, you can level up to 5 here. But I'm not rich at all, so I can't level up to 5. Next up, we have 2-3. At 2-3, in my guide, I said that if you have 8 extra gold, and if you're contesting win streak, you can actually level to 5 here if you have a good unit to play. But I do have a good unit to play, which is Yasuo, but I don't have enough gold to level up for Yasuo. Because I want to keep I don't want to sell the Senna because I need to keep the Senna for Sentinel Skirms. So the only units I can sell is Olaf and Udyr. And you know, technically, yeah, Olaf and Udyr. So I don't have the money to level up here. But if I had the money, I would level up here for Yasuo. Here's another game, 1-4. I have Aurelia, Udyr. Do I pre-level here or no? This is not a pre-level because I don't have upgraded 1-cost units. So I just sell the Soraka and I buy Olaf. Yeah. And then here at 2-1, I decide if my board is strong enough to win streak or not. I decide it is because I have Sentinel Skirms. So I sell Ziggs and Udyr and I level up to 4 to play Senna to try to contest win streak. Next up, we're at 2-3. We're on a 2 win streak and our board is pretty strong. We have 8 extra gold and we can play Sejuani to spike our board. I'm pretty sure I level up to 5 here and play Sej to contest win streak. As I said in the guide, if you have 8 extra gold and you can spike at level 5, which I can in this game, you should level up to 5. I mean, I personally leveled to 5 here, but not everyone does this. So I level up to 5 to put Sej in like last second. So now it's 2-5. I make 10 gold by selling the bad units. There's nothing really to do from when you're level 5 because you're never gonna go 6 unless you're super rich. So over here at this game, we have an example. We're currently at 2-6 and we're on a 4 loss streak. So as I said in the guide, when you're on a 4 loss streak, you want to absolutely lose the next one. So you would be scouting for the weaker players in the lobby that you haven't fought yet. And if someone's weaker than you, you want to make your board weaker to ensure that you lose. So I think in this game, I scout and I see someone's weak, and I actually end up taking out my Gragas with Sunfire because I frontline my Senna because I think I would win on accident. I end up fighting someone who I probably would have lost to anyways. But I think that there was someone in the lobby who was like extremely weak, and that's why you need to kind of like int to lose on purpose so you can successfully 5 streak. If you accidentally win here, you actually lose a ton of gold and it puts you really, really, really far behind. You just lost a lot of HP for no reason. At least now, if you 5 streak, you're losing a lot of HP, but you're gaining a lot of gold. So hopefully those games give you like a rough understanding of like how you should be playing your stage 2. That's it for my leveling guide. If you have any more questions or if you have any suggestions for any future guides, leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.